Hi, it's Kobby Discount here. In this lesson, you will learn how to design a corporate website from scratch using HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, a bit of jQuery, and then of course a bit of JavaScript. Don't be alarmed if you have no knowledge about these things, as you will start the development from scratch. Just follow along and then you wouldn't be disappointed. Now if you are ready, let's get to work. These are what you need for this project. You need a code editor. It can be Notepad, Notepad++, Sublime Text, brackets. It can also be any code editor that you feel comfortable with. Again, you will need a browser. It can be Safari, Opera, Firefox, Internet Explorer. Again, it can also be any browser that you feel comfortable with. And then lastly and most importantly, your willingness to learn. Now let's begin. First, you create a folder. Create a folder on your machine, then you give it a name accordingly. I'll name it corporate website. Within that folder, you create a file. Right click and then using your code editor, you create the file. So I'm going to create a file here. You name it index.html. Now, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a language for web browsers. As we go along, I'll explain it further. Within that folder, the corporate folder, you create another folder. And then you name it CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. We use that to beautify a website. Again, I'll explain it as we go along. Within the CSS folder, you create a file. And then you name it style.css. Get back to the folder. Within the corporate folder, you create another folder. You name it img for image. You will place all our images over here. Within the corporate folder again, you create another folder. You name it JS for JavaScript, or you can name it JavaScript. Whatever name you feel like you want to give it to it, it's up to you. JS. Within the JS folder, you create a file, and then you name it, let's say JavaScript. Sorry, I think this is the correct spelling for JavaScript. .js. Okay. We use JavaScript to add functionality to our website. Okay. Then I think this will be all the folder we will need now. As we go along, we will create more folders. Now, as you can see, I will be using brackets editor. Whatever editor you are using, you can follow along. I just prefer brackets editor. I have Sublime Text here also, but then I'll be using bracket editor. So open your code editor. I was working on the project here. Let's forget about that one. Now, open the folder. Click on File, and then choose Open Folder. And then you locate the folder that we just created. We gave it Corporate Website, and then you open this folder. So this is the content of the folder. We have the CSS. Within that CSS, we have the start.css. We have image. We didn't place any folder or any content within the image folder. We have the JS folder. Within that, we have the javascript.js file, and then we have our index.html. The name here has this extension attached to it, so let's clear that one. Right click, rename, and then you get rid of that txt extension. You do the same for the start file, and we do same for the JS file. Normally it's not supposed to be like this, but then this is what has happened, so you just get rid of it and then you are good to go. Okay, so now let's start work. The foundation of every website is based on or is built on HTML. So when you are creating a website, you first need your HTML. Now you have something within HTML that we call log type. It's within the HTML5. You call it doc type. You need to say that the browser will use that to know that this is an HTML document. So this is how you write the doc type, exclamation mark. It is not case sensitive. You can make it small, big. It's up to you. HTML, and then you close it. Okay. Now you start with an opening tag for HTML. Now this is why I love Coda. You see, as you start the opening tag, the closing tag will automatically be created for you. You see, something like this. Let me give you an example. Let's see. I only wrote the head tag. Now we have the ending tag here too. Okay. So our HTML here, more space. Within that, you have head. Within that, within the HTML, not the head, within the HTML, you have your body. Within the head, you have your title. Sorry. And there you have it. The content, everything you want to appear in the website goes within the body. You understand? And then the title, the head appears in the browser. I'll show you this as we go along. Let me close the gap. Okay. So our title over here will be corporate. Will I get this thing correct? Corporate website. And then we'll deal with the body as we go along. There is something you need to know. What you need to know is that we add certain information within the opening tag of the HTML. We place it just above the head, the opening tag of the head, and then beneath the opening tag of the HTML. Even before that, within this HTML, you have to specify the language that you want to be using. So, lang. Within that, you write English. You can add US if you want to, but just leave it English. If you add US, just US English, just a dialect of the English language. You understand? Just a dialect of the English language. You can leave it if you want to. I'll leave it. And then, as I said, right under the opening tag of the HTML, add other extra information. We call it metadata. Or meta tag. You add those information. I'll tell you why later on. Meta tag. Before that, let me write a comment. Let me show you how to write comment in HTML. You start with your opening brackets, exclamation mark, dash dash, and then you write your comment. So meta tag goes here. Then you close it. If you don't close it, everything beneath it will be treated as a comment. Comment, the browser doesn't read comment. The browser skips the comment, so the comment wouldn't appear in your browser. Okay, let's move on. Where there's a need for me to talk, and I'll explain something to you, I'll let you know. So meta, over here, character set. You set the character set, and that will be UTF-8. You close it. Again, meta, HTTP, equiv, and then within that, you write X compatible content, IE for Internet Explorer, Edge, and then you close that one too. Again, meta, I want it to complete it for me. Name, viewport. Since we intend creating a responsive website, we need this thing. You understand? We use this to give or to create. When I want to create a responsive website, you will need to add this thing to your meta information. Device, with initial and scale, sorry, go to 1, and then you close that. So that will be all for our meta information. In fact, we'll add more as we go on. There was more, the description, that is for this search engine optimization. We'll add those things as we go along. Okay. Now, this is what will appear in the title, the browser. To appear in the title browser, let me show you. In fact, first we say with Coda, you can have a preview of what you're doing or a live view of what you're doing. You just click on this, and then it will be open in your browser. So as you can see, there you have it. That is the corporate website. This is what I was talking about. It will appear over here. Now, before we continue, let's go back to the folder we created, and then add the necessary images and then the things we'll be needing. So within the image folder, I'll add some images that I have here already. I think they are here. So these are the images that I'll be needing. Within these folders are the images that I'll be needing. I'll just go back and add them here. I advise that you also do same. Client, favorite icon or fab icon, hero area, and all these things. I will be needing them. So you add the ones that you also be needing. I must let you know that these are not mine. Most of them are not my personal images. I took them online. Okay. Now let's continue. Open your code editor, open the images, and there you see it has been populated here. Okay, now let's add a favorite icon or a fab icon. Before that, you write a comment. This is how you write comments in HTML. The comment goes here. And you close it. Okay. Now comments are necessary just to help yourself, so that if you should stop at a point in time and go and return, then you know where you are. If somebody else will come and then go through your work, the person you know where you got to and what you are up to. Okay, so we add our fab icon here. I want it to finish it for me. Okay, so shortcuts and then icon. Href, and then the location of the fab icon is in img image folder. Now this is the good thing about bracket. It's giving you the location of what you want. So it's in img image folder. Within that, you have fab icon. Within the fab icon, you have two fab icons. This is the one I want. Just click on it, and there you have it. Now let me show you where the fab icon will appear in the browser. Go back to your browser, refresh, and there you have it. As you can see from here, that is the fab icon. Okay, let's move on. Next, you add our CSS. In this case, it will be external. Again, you write comments. I'll be writing comments over and over again, so get used to it. Link, and then style sheet, href. Again, the location of your style sheet is in the CSS folder. Within the CSS folder, we have style.css. There you have it. Okay. We use the style sheet, as I said earlier on, to beautify our website. Next, you add the jQuery. For the jQuery, what it does is that you don't place the jQuery here. You don't place it in the head. You place it right on top of the closing tag, the closing body tag. You place it right on top of the closing body tag. You place the jQuery and then the JavaScript. All the script goes here, right on top of the closing body tag. Okay. Before that, we created a JavaScript file here. So you add that to our work. Again, comments. So JavaScript. Goes here. script, the src for source, js, as you can see, / within that we have javascript.js. Okay, so that is our javascript file. Now we will still have an empty content in the browser because we've not added anything within the body. Let me just add something here. H1 for heading. So we have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, and then heading 6. The sizes differs. You understand? The lower it gets, the lower the font size or the font weight becomes. You understand? So this is H1. Let's say corporate, no color, but corporate website. Let's open the browser. You save, you open the browser, and there you have it. Corporate website. Okay. Let's move on. Now, the next thing we need to do is to add a font to our website. Now, there are so many fonts that you can choose from. I would like to use what Google uses now. So let's go to add a font. Let's visit. Just Google fonts. Sorry. Okay. So this is where I want to go to. fonts.google.com. And then you choose the one you want from here. There are so many font sites here. Now, no website or no website user will come to your site and then be wondering the kind of font you are using. It barely happens. What the person wants is to be able to read whatever you've written there. You understand? So you just choose the font that you think will be okay. Any of the latest fonts, you just choose it. Personally, I like Roboto condensed. We have Roboto here, and then I prefer Roboto condensed. In fact, let me make it easier. Let me search Roboto condensed. This is the one I want. So you click on the plus sign here. You open it. Now you can customize it. Click on customize and select whatever you want to be added to it. And when you are done, you go back to the embed. And then you copy this link. Copy the link. This link, you copy it. And then you place it inside your code. So first you add a comment. Okay, so you just place it here. Just place it here, and there you have it. So that will be our font for this project. Now we need to add the font awesome to our project. So to do that, you go online, you visit fontawesome.io. There you have it, and then you click download. If you are not interested in anything, so just click on no things, just download Font Awesome 4. Then you click on this one, you download it. I have it on my machine already. Get to downloads, and there you have it. This is what you should have. Font Awesome. When you are done, you extract it. Let me put this in a separate folder. So you extract it, and then you open it. We need two things here. We need a CSS, then we need a font. You copy these two, you go back to your folder, remember within the CSS folder, you created a folder named Font Awesome. Within that folder, you paste those two folders that you copied. Paste the CSS, the font CSS, and then the font itself. Okay. Let's get back to our project, and then we add that Font Awesome here. So we add the Font Awesome to our project. Now, style sheet, href. Now we work with this. It's within the CSS folder. Within the CSS folder, we have the font awesome folder. Within the font awesome folder, we have CSS. Within that, we also have font awesome.css. Interesting. Okay, so we've just added the font awesome to our project. Okay, having added this, there are more that we add. We add them as and when the need arises. Now let's begin our actual work. Let me get rid of this. You create your section. First, let me write a comment here. Section goes here. And then give it an ID. Home. Home. Yeah. Within that section, you create a div, and then you give it an ID. Home cover. Home-cover. Within the home-cover, you also create another div, and then you give it an ID. Home cover content. Home cover content. So it's like that is the content within the home cover. You close it. Within the home cover content, you give it another ID, and this time around to be you create another div ID home cover content. You can give it any name that you want. You keep the name that you're giving it in mind. You understand? Because when you get the CSS aspect, you will need this one to style it. So home cover content inner. I think that makes sense. So this is what is within the home cover content. You get it? This is what's within the home cover content. Okay, so you close it, and there you have it. Within that, we need to have our another div ID, and we call this one home heading. That will be our heading, and then within that also you will have the actual heading itself. So this time around H3, I think H3 is okay. We give it the name, let's say responsive website design. Yeah, responsive website design template. Yeah, responsive website design template. Okay. Now within that, you give it no, not within that, but outside that. It shouldn't be within the H3, but it should be within the div, the home heading div. You get it? It should be within the home heading div. So you create another div ID. Then we call it home btn for button. Btn for button, and you close this one too. Sorry. Okay. So, but the spaces are too much. Okay. So first, let's see if we have closed every single tag that we've created here. First section, that is the closing tag, div, it's closing tag, this div, this one, this, that, its closing tag is here, and that. Okay. Now let's go to the browser, refresh. Okay, responsive website design. Okay, there you have it. Okay. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to add another thing, something we call Bootstrap. Bootstrap. Now the site to get that is getbootstrap.com. This is Bootstrap for you. Now they have a whole lot about it. You can read about it at your own time. It's a build responsive mobile first project on the web with the world's most popular front-end component library. You read about it at your own time. What I'm interested in here is you click on download. They have documentation here. You can read about them. You have it here, layout. I want to add a bootstrap button to our project. But just at your own time, just find time and then read about them. Content. Okay. There they are. So you read about them at your own time, as I said. Okay, we will be interested in the buttons. So let me click on the buttons and then I'll show you something. So these are the buttons that we'll be adding to our home page. We have BTN button, the primary one, the secondary, and then blah blah blah, what have you. Okay. Bootstrap has made website development very easy. If you understand it, you shouldn't have any problem working or developing a website from scratch. Okay, so let's go to the home page, click on download, and then you download it. After downloading it, you extract it. I have downloaded it already, so if you don't, you click on download. Okay, so click on download, you locate where you downloaded it. I have it on my PC already. This is my copy. Better still, you extract, but then let me extract it here. So you know what I'm doing. So this is Bootstrap. You extract, and then you open the folder. If you are interested in, for the meantime, you are interested in the CSS aspect. Later on, you come for the JS. You are interested in the CSS aspect, so you open it, and then this is what you are interested in. Bootstrap, this one. You're interested in this. Bootstrap.min.css. The CSS isn't part, but this is a CSS. This is a CSS file. So you're interested in the bootstrap.min. You copy it. You go back to your corporate folder you created for the project, and then you open your CSS. You create a folder. You name it Bootstrap. Within that folder, you add the file you just copied. Okay, so there you have it. Now, after adding it here, you go back to your project, and then you add Bootstrap to your work. In fact, before that, let me do some arrangements here. The CSS file is supposed to be here. The 5 icon is supposed to be here. That's where it's supposed to be. Google font. Alright. Google font is supposed to be here. That's where it's supposed to be. And then the font awesome is also supposed to be here. Okay. Now in between the font awesome and then the CSS file, let me add external. In between the font awesome and then the external CSS, you place your Bootstrap here. So as we normally do, comment first, Bootstrap goes here. There you have it. Bootstrap goes here. Link, relationship, style sheet, href. You should be familiar with these things. It is within the CSS folder. Within that folder, you have Bootstrap folder. Within that Bootstrap folder, we have the Bootstrap file. So there you have it. That's how easier it is. Okay. Now we've added Bootstrap to our project. Now we need to add the Bootstrap classes to our actual project here, so that it will reflect. It can reflect here. You get it? Now let's add something else to this. Let me add a break here. BR stands for break in HTML. You understand? Like a break from another line to the next line. So we'll add, let's say, corporate responsive. You can add whatever you want to add to website. Over here, let's make it responsive design. And corporate responsive website template. Let me show you. There you have it. The BR brought this one onto a new line. So that's a break. You understand? Now we need to add a button to our work. Now let's move on. Now within the home button div, you create another angle point here. And you add a class. We are adding Bootstrap button to our website. I'll show you that the button, we saw it somewhere. Component, buttons. Okay, so according to Bootstrap, if you want to add a button, any of 8 buttons to your site, this is what you do. A class, btn for button, btn, and then you add what you want to add to it. Okay, now we are using btn. The first btn is here, and the second btn. The next one is we are using btn large. Btn large. That is what we are using. Okay, so now let me close it. Let me close the anchor point. Or even before that, let me add href. We link it to work. We create the work file as we go on. Next, we give it a role, button, title. Within that title, we write view our work, and then we close it. Okay, so view our work. Now we close. In fact, bracket has already closed the anchor point for us, as you can see. Now let's go to our project and see. That's what we have here. View our work. You saw the button earlier on, even before I refresh it. Okay, it will come back again, don't worry. Okay, so now we are done with what we want to do now. As and when there is a need, we'll add more. Now let's go to our CSS and then begin to style our work. So open CSS. Over here, we begin to style our index.html. Okay, so first, body, we start with the body. Sorry. You write the body element and then you followed by your curly braces. Within that is where you put anything that you want to assign to the project, or anything that you want to assign to a particular tag in the index.html. You understand? So we are starting the body at the body of the whole what do you call it, the whole project. Okay. Now we want, for the body, we want the height to be 100%. Now this is how you write or you style your index.html project. You write the element followed by the property. So you write the height property and then assign value to it, and then you end it with a semicolon. The property, colon, and then the value, and you end it with a semicolon. It's very important. The ending of the semicolon is very important. If you don't add the semicolon, the next thing that follows it wouldn't take effect. Okay. Next, you add a font style or a font family to it. So let's add the font family. Font family. Our font family we chose was Roboto condensed. Man, am I getting this correct? Roboto condensed. Yeah, I think this is Roboto condensed, comma. Now you can add any other fonts family that you want. Now the reason is that if the browser, a particular browser doesn't recognize the Roboto condensed, it will move on to the next browser. So you can add sans serif, you can add Arial if you want to, but I don't want this one, so I just add a sans serif and then followed by my semicolon. Okay. Now next, let's begin working on the home section here. Let me go back to this one. Begin working on the home section ID. It's an ID, and this is how you write ID. The hash sign followed by the name you gave it to the ID, which is home. Your curly braces. Within that, you put whatever I want to put there. Height. You assign a height of 100% to it. The height wouldn't take effect. This height wouldn't take effect. The reason is that we need to add this 100% height to the body. Or better still, we need to add 100% height to the HTML, the whole HTML, this one, the whole thing. So before it can take effect, you need to add HTML to this. To do that, you write the first element separated by a comma and then followed by the next element, HTML. Now the height will take effect. You will see it as you can see. Now there's a scroll bar. Okay, initially there was no scroll bar. Let me get rid of it first. There was no scroll bar here. But after adding the HTML, telling the CSS to start the whole HTML project, you saw the scroll bar. There you have it. Okay, so we move on. In fact, before, let's do something. I forgot something here. Let's add it. Anytime you want to work on a project, when you want to start a particular ID, it can be the home cover, whatever, make sure you write a comment. Comments are very important. And this is how you write comments in CSS. The / followed by star, and then your comment goes here. Whatever you put in here becomes a comment. And you close it with the star, and then the same /. You get it? Okay. So, normally this is how I write my comments. Equal to, and then I write home section CSS. This is how normally I write my comments. Some others too, this is how they write their comments down. So that is how others too write their comments. So we will leave it this way. Okay, so this is how we'll be writing our comments for the entire project. Now let's move on. The home, the height is 100%. Next, let's move on to the next div you have here is the home cover. Yeah, so let's move on to the home cover. It's also an ID, so hash home cover, followed by the curly braces. Within that, you put whatever you want to put there. Height for that also is 100%. you give it a background image. Give it a background image. The background image will be, now you locate, you go back into your image folder. I created hero area, so I have some images here. So I'll add any of these images as my background image. Let me show you what I mean. So the background image colon URL, and then it will give you a bracket. Within that bracket, you put the location of the image there. So we have back. We are telling the CSS to go back twice, followed by / image. The back, we told it to go back twice. So back image. Within that image, we have hero area. Within that hero area, you select any of them. I told you earlier on that these are not my images. So let me select 9, and then we work with 9, followed by, you end it with your semicolon. Now let's see. I don't know the kind of image this is. Let's see. Let's have a look. Okay, so that is it. Okay, this is not bad. Let's change it. Let me change it to 8. I have the preview. So this is the 8. That's the preview. Let's save it. Go to the browser, and there you have it. This is nice. This is okay. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to do is to start our, what's the next thing? Home cover contents. Let me just copy it. Home cover contents. So hash home cover content, curly braces. Within that, you put whatever I want to put there. So we give it a weight of let's say 100%, same as the height. We give it a height of 100%. Then we give it display, table format, display as table. Let's go back to check. Okay, you will see it as we go on. Now the next div is home cover content inner. Home cover content inner. Home cover content inner. Okay, now let's put our, and then within that we put the, use display cell, no sorry, table cell. Next, let's vertically align it. Vertical align, middle. Next, let's say test align. Test align should be center. Let's add center to it. Test align should be center. Now next, but that's all. Let's have a look at what we've done so far. So this is it. We have centered what we wrote here, the H3 elements, and then the button itself. Okay, now let's move on. Next is home heading. Okay, home heading. Within that, we have, in fact, within the home heading, we have the H3. So let's start the H3. So home heading H3. Okay. Now the color for the text. You can choose any color, but I prefer white. FFF. You can choose your favorite color, but white is okay. Font size. The size of the font of our text. Let's say 60. Then the font weight. I'll give it 600. Then the margin. Now the margin, I want the margin top to be 20 pixels. 25 pixels, sorry. Then the margin button should be 0. The margin left and right should be, I have the next one to be 25 pixels, and then 0 for the other one. So top right, earlier one I made a mistake. It should be top right, button left, margin top right, button left. So the margin top 20 pixels, right 0, button, and the margin top right, button 25 pixels, and then the left should be 0 pixels. Now let's have a look. Okay. No, white, you can't see it well. Can't see it well. Let's see. Font weight, font size is font size is pixel, 60 pixel. Sorry about that. This is okay, but still, because of the background, you can't see it well. Should we change the background image? And black too, say black. Black isn't. The hex code for black is 00000. It should be 6 zeros, but if it is the same, you just write the first three. Well, black isn't that okay. White should have been the best, but because of the background image, our background image, let's use black for now. Better still, let me increase the font weight to 700 and then leave it as white. So, okay, now let's go on. I mean, this is it, it's white. You can choose any color you want. Now let's move on. For the want of time, let's move on. The writing, I want the writing to be, it's small. I want it to be caps. You understand? I want it to be caps. So I'll add text transform. That's the CSS property you use. Text transform uppercase. And there you have it. Okay. Now if you look at our image, today modern websites have something we call parallax effect. By parallax effect, what I mean is as you scroll down, the image will be fixed, it wouldn't move. You understand? So we need to add a parallax effect to our website. Let me show you something. Let me go back to the index page, and then let me add spaces down here. You just press Ctrl D. After writing the first one, if you want to repeat the same thing, you just press Ctrl D and then you repeat the same thing. Okay, so as you can see, as I scroll, the images, it moves with the image. You understand? But we want the image to be fixed. When you scroll, it should be fixed. It shouldn't move. Only the content should move. The image shouldn't move. The writings on it can move, but the image itself shouldn't move. Okay, that's what we call the parallax effect. We'll add that to our website. Now to add the parallax effect, what we have to do is that we go to the home cover, this home cover, and we add the home cover, we add a class, class BG background, BG for background, parallax. Why am I getting all this information? Parallax, BG parallax. Okay, let's move on. Now to make sure the parallax takes effect, we just go back to our style file, and then there within the home cover, just add one property to it. And background attachment fixed. You understand? Background attachment fixed. Now let's have a look. You scroll down, and then the background wouldn't move. Only the contents will move. Look at it. As you can see, this is what you call parallax effect. understand? The background wouldn't move. Wonderful. Now let's move on. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to add the animation to our work. Now the animation will be in between the bootstrap and then the external CSS. So we add a comment. Even before we download the animation, let's add a comment here. Animation goes here. Okay. Now let's go back to our folder. Before we even do that, let's download the animation, the animate.css. Open your browser and then type animate.css. You get some cool animations here. We have bounce, we have flash, pause, a whole lot. You select the one that is appropriate for your site and your project. Okay, so you download it. Click on download and then you download it. I've already downloaded it onto my machine and I've extracted it already. So I'll just go into the corporate folder. You download it and extract it. When you extract it, within that you copy the animate.css. You copy that file. Okay. So within the CSS, within the corporate folder, the CSS folder, within that folder, I'll create another folder and I'll name it animate. You understand? Okay. I've already copied mine, so I'll just paste it here. Yeah. So you just download the animate, download it. After that, you extract it. When you extract it, within that the extraction, you copy the animate.css and then you place it here. I have mine here already, so we go back to our project and then we add it. Link. We have within it's in the CSS folder, so style sheet, href. Within that we have the CSS. Within the CSS we have the animate folder. Within the animate folder we have the animate.css. Okay. So we just added some animations, the animate file to our project. Now we need to specify that within the coding itself. Now within the home cover, this is the home cover, this one. You add the one you want, the animation that you want. Let me see. For a corporate website, I think zoom in, down, zoom in. I think zoom in isn't bad. I'll go for zoom in and then let me check the fading ones. Fade down, fade in. I think I'll go for zoom in and fade in. Zoom in and then fade in. So let's go back to the project. Then you add animate. Animate. My spellings are disappointing me, but follow along. Fade in. Just look at how I spelled it. The first word begins with a small letter, and then any word that follows after it begins with a capital letter. You understand? Fade in. Okay. So that is fade in. And then for the home heading, this one. The home heading. That one was for the cover here. Now I'm working on the home heading. For the home heading, I also add animations to the home heading. I give it a class, and then the class will be animated zoom in. You understand? We didn't add a class to it because it already had its class. This one there was no class, so we need to add a class to it. Okay. Zoom in. There you have it. Okay, as you can see, let me do this way. Okay, if in fact let me change the writings to be black so you can see it clearly. As you can see here, so I think this is cool. Now this and the button, you can't see the button, but when we start it, you see it clearly. This and the button, they come at the same time. I don't want it that way. I want the button to delay a bit. So let's go back to our project, and then the index. Let's get to the button. This is the button. Then we add animations to that also. To add a class. The class will be animated zoom in. Yeah. Okay. I think there is a mistake here. This should be here, and this should be here. Okay. Let's get back to the CSS. And then let's add some comments here. I forgot about the comments. This is for home section. This is for home cover. This is for home cover content. This is for home cover. Is it content? Yeah, content inner. And this is for home heading. Let me copy this. Home heading. Okay. Now the next comment will be for animation section. Not supposed to be so. Animation section, and there we have it. Okay. So let's add some animations to our work. Now we have home cover. We have zoom in for home cover. Let me see, home cover. Added some zoom in animations to it. Again, we added animations to. Let's go back to the home heading, and then we added some animations to the home button. So home cover, home heading, home button. I hope you are following. We added animations to this home cover, home heading, and home button. Okay. So the animation for that, you have animation duration. The animation duration, I want that to be 0.5 seconds. 0.5 seconds for these three. And then for the home cover alone, I want its animation to be the animation delay to be 0.5 seconds. For the home heading alone, I want its animation to be the animation delay to be 0.5 seconds as well. And then same for the home button, I want its animation delay to be 0.1 second. sorry, 0.1 second. Now let's have a look. So as you can see, the background comes first. Within some few seconds, this heading comes. In some few seconds, the button also comes. Okay. Now we need to start this button because it's not visible. You can't see it clearly. So we need to start it. Now before we can do that, let's add some bootstrap functionality to it. Where is the button? This is the button. So we need to add some functionality to this button so that, or let's say some classes. We add the class to the button so that we can easily style it. Remember over here you wrote the angle class btn LG for large, and then blah 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 followed by blah blah blah. We have the work and then the role and then the view are work here. Now within this, you add another bootstrap functionality, btn general. Forgive me for my spelling, but I think it's not working. General btn white. We are giving this name for a purpose. You can give it any name you want. You understand? But it should be btn. It should be in line with the bootstrap functionality. Okay, so we just added these two to it. What you are going to do is that we are going to go into the style.css, and then you go and start these things using you go and start the buttons using what we just added. So before we do that, we should have a comment here. Let's create a comment, button section, and then we have class. This is how you write class in CSS. The class begins with dots. The ID begins with the hash. You understand? So for class dots btn general, followed by, within this you put our what we want to happen to that very class. So we want the border color. I think the border, so not border collapse, border color. My goodness. So the border color to be, let's say, white, something visible. Let's work on the border width. The border width to be, let's say, 3 pixels, and then we have border radius. Border radius to be, let's say, it should be 0. We need to add, let's take a look at what we've done so far. Okay, so as you can see, the border, we have added some borders to it. Now we need to add some padding to this thing so that we have space within. You understand? Padding adds space within. Okay, so padding, we need to add padding, let's say 14 pixel for the top, and then 25 for the right. We have the same 14, and then button, and then left 25. Next, let's add font size. Font size to be, let's say, I want my font size to be 15 pixels. 15, not 125. That is too much. 15 pixels. Next, we want the font weight. If font size comes, then the weight must come. Font weight to be, let's say, 450. And then I want the text to be uppercase. So text transform to be uppercase. Let's take a look at what we've done so far. Yes, the text is you have some spaces within it. The text transform is uppercase. Don't worry, it will become clear to you as we move along. Okay, let me look at what I've done so far. Border color, border radius. Okay, next class is the BTN white. This one, BTN white. For that one, we want the border color to be white as well. Color of the text, I want it to be white, something visible. Next is the focus. When someone focuses on this general, what do you want to happen to it? When someone focuses on it, you want something to happen. So this is what we are about to work on now. We have BTN white. So there with the focus or the hover, you bring the colon over. When someone hovers over it, something should happen to it. Next, we have BTN, which is the class focus. Focus. Again, when someone focuses on it, you want something to happen. What do you want to happen to it? When someone focuses on it, you want the background color to be white. The color of the text to be, I want the color to be 00 F6 FF. That's the color I want. This is the color I want. When someone focuses on it, so let's have a look. When you focus on the button, this is what I want the color to be. You get it? Okay. View our work. Now later on we will link this into our work section. We've not created that yet, so view our work. But what I want you to know that in your case, the color of this should be white. You understand? So you need to change the background. The background image. You need to change the background image so that this can be white. To do that, just go back to you set the background image here, so you can change the background image to 7. And you change the color of the H3 to white, and there you have it. Okay, so when I change the background image, now this thing is visible. It has taken, the parallel effect has taken place. You scroll, the image doesn't move, it's fixed. Now one last thing I want you to know is this. The good thing about using brackets and Medita is that you can download some extensions. You click on this icon here, extension manager. You can download some extensions. You download and install some extensions. Let's wait for it to load. Okay, so there you have it. These are some of the extensions that you can download. The one I want is Beautify. Beautify. This one, Beautify. Beautify. And you click on install and you install it. Now what it does is that it beautifies your code. You select all of them, you right click, and then you click on, you select Beautify from here, Beautify. And it will beautify the code for you. To take off all the spaces for you. Where there's some extra space, to take care of it and close it nicely for you. As you can see, you do the same for the other one. Right click, Beautify, and it will take care of it for you. Okay, so that will be all for the home section. We will continue the other sections in another video. See you next time.